Morning everybody. This is a video for your lesson this week. It deals with question 4 on paper 1 and the assessment objective AO4. Now this video lesson is going to be in two parts. This first part will deal with a PowerPoint and a supported example of working through the text. It's not going to be an answer, it's going to be a supportive example. And then a part 2, which I will give you later after we've done the lesson, which will go through my engagements of answers of the text so you can compare them with your own answer. Everything that's on the video is available for you in Teams, or it will have been sent to you through email, or of course I will always put it in chat. And of course this video will be available to you as well. Right, so just follow the PowerPoint as we go through. Okay, so GCSE English Edexcel, Paper 1, Question 4. Use this lesson to tackle Question 4, Assessment Objective 4, and the question carries 15 marks. So Paper 1, Question 4. Question 4 carries 15 marks. It asks you to evaluate how successfully the writer has achieved certain effects. The skills measured are AO4. The assessment objective 4 states that you have to evaluate text critically and support with appropriate textual references. And this is a question taken from a sample paper that's on Edexcel. And it says, in this extract, there is an attempt to build tension, evaluate how successfully this is achieved. Support your views with detailed reference to the text. Now this is, apart from the creative writing question on paper 1, which is 40 marks, this is the highest mark question on the paper, question 4, and it's 15 marks. So you're going to spend quite a lot of energy answering this question, so you need to get that energy right. So these two bits here, evaluate how successfully and support, will always be in the question. The thing that will be different is in this extract, there is an attempt to, and that will be create character or emotion, or in this way, it's in this question rather, it's tension. So we're going to break it down. So if we look at this example, what they're asking you to do is look for tension. Yeah, so that first bit here in this extract asks you to look for tension. So you're looking for tension in the text. And successfully achieved, you want to look for ways this is achieved. And the last bit, find quotations. So that's the frame of your answer. Look for tension, the ways the writer achieves it, and find quotations. Right, let's look at it a little bit more deeply. So what does successful mean? Well, students get a little bit worried about successful because they think, well, how can a writer be successful at something? Well, another way of asking how successful a writer is at doing something is saying, what has the writer done to convince us? And in this question, they ask, how have they convinced us of the tension in the text? So we're looking at how the writer convinces us of the tension in the story. Okay, so we know from the question that we're looking for tension, and we're looking for ways that successfully we've been convinced of the tension. Now, a really important thing to note about this question, this 15-mark question, is it is not a language question. You're not looking for metaphor and simile per se, right? What you need to find are ideas, events, themes, and settings, right? So disregard for the moment while you answer this question, language. What you need to look at first is ideas, events, and themes and settings. If you just refer to language, you're not going to get very many marks on the paper. You need to be dealing with the ideas, events, themes, and or settings in order to talk about the success. And as we work through it, it'll become clearer. Okay, so this text is available to you, and this is an extract from Edgar Allan Poe. And what I want you to do is read the text and highlight ideas, events, themes, and settings that relate to tension. Okay? Don't think about anything to do with language right now. Put that to the back of your mind. It's a skill that you've got that you can then use a little bit later. But for the moment, what I want you to concentrate on is finding ideas. All right? Events, themes, or settings. And they all must relate to tension in the text. Now, I've done two things to help you. Okay? I've done a table for you. Okay, so you can use the table to build your answer. So the table's available to you in Teams. You don't need to do it on the PowerPoint. You find a quotation, say it's an idea or an event, or it might be both, or a theme or a setting. It's going to be one of those four. And then talk about how it convinces us and how successful it is and how the writer does this. So use this table to build your answer. And if you're thinking, well, how do I build my answer? Well, let's look at supported example. Okay, so use a supported example to aid your thinking and skill development. So this question asks you to really think about the text and what the writer is saying to you and what you hear and what you see and what you think. So here's a supported example. So if we go to this bit here on the right-hand side, if we look at paragraph 1, I want you to read paragraph 1 and think, what ideas, events, themes or setting relate to tension in paragraph 1? Deal with it a paragraph at a time and then deal with it as a whole. So find ideas, events, themes or settings in paragraph 1 and think about how they relate to tension. How do they make you feel or us feel as readers? What's our relationship to the writer as we're listening to it? And then if we move over to the side here, how are the themes, idea, event, setting developed in 1, 2, or 3? So if you found a theme or an idea or an event, how is it developed in paragraph 1, in paragraph 2, and in paragraph 3? Follow and see what's happening with that theme or idea. Yeah, and is it changing? Is it staying the same? How is the tension increasing? Remember, it's always going to be linked to tension. And another thing to help you, if you find idea, event, theme or setting a little bit too much to look at all at once, then find one in each paragraph. Find an idea in paragraph 1, find an event in paragraph 2, find a theme in paragraph 3, and look at setting in paragraph 4, so that you can then just concentrate on each one. Now, as you do that, you can then move back to your table, find your quotation, pop it in the box 1, and then say whether it's an idea, event, theme or setting, and then say how it convinces us and how the writer does this. Right, okay, that's part 1, and we'll do part 2 shortly.